I'm gonna use this prop right here because I had to. Man, I'm easily ashable. That's what I call it, right? So got a little lotion here, right? So if I had my own skincare line, which I don't, but that's a great business, and I sold this lotion for $5, and then the cost of living went up, my taxes, everything went up, right? All I would do was just pass that along to my customer. So instead of $5, it might be 5.25, right? If you think about it, McDonald's used to have a dollar menu, it don't no more, right? What candy was when we were kids compared to now, what a house cost when we were kids, a car cost when we was kids up until now. So the smartest companies in the world, they pass on the expenses to their customers, and that's normal. So if I was with somebody and she said, "Hey, I gotta have $6,000 and we working together," she not trying to just be a burden on me. Oh, we'll figure it out. Like our only limitation is our imagination. We could create an asset that'll cash flow her 6 grand a month, and it don't take away from anything, right? Me and Dre was talking prior to we started this podcast how with AI you could create an ebook, and that one ebook could create you 100 or hundreds of dollars a day just off of a digital product. Chat GPT got a free version and it got a $20 version, right? They got one that's more expensive than that, but I ain't never had one as of right now. If I do $6,000 divided by 30 days in a month, that means that we need to figure out an asset that can make her $200 a day, right? So here's what somebody that's not financially literate will say. Well, I'm gonna go into my savings, my earned income, pull out $6,000, give it to her in her account or her hand or whatever. No, like before I do that, I would take 200,000 and put it in an event space that we own as a business, and then rent out the event space depending on what upsells and stuff we got. You want a king's throne chair, you want a photographer, videographer for your event, and we'll rent out the event space for $300-$400 a day and make the money that way. So if I ever want my $200,000 back, I got an event space business, right? So it's just creative ways like that. And the good thing about it, because somebody will say, well, what if you split? Well, if I just gave her $6,000 out of my bank account every month, when she leave, I kind of got nothing to show for it but the memories. If I got an event space business that was making $6,000 a month and she leaves me, my income goes up by $6,000 a month. So
Bingo.
so so yeah, we definitely could do it, right?
Bingo. Um, Question for you,
Yep.
and I'm with you on that. Just figure out a way.
Yep.
Just figure it out a way. We set these limits on ourselves, and we just stay there. Like no,
Yep.
you have the internet never closes.
Yep.
It's always
Man,
open.
man, this is my thing, man. And I came up with this philosophy maybe a year or two ago before all of the noise now was out. And it's a crazy question, Dre. I'm gonna pose it to you. Are
Shoot.
you more valuable than a dead chicken right now? Like, do you consider yourself more
Yes,
valuable than okay at
I
any
do.
point in your life before you had the success and the money that you have now? I don't know if you ever were broke or had less money than you have now. Was there
Absolutely.
ever a point in your life that you valued yourself less than a dead chicken?
When you put it like that, no.
Yeah, okay, great. That's the right answer. If any normal human being would say, man, even at my lowest point, I was still more valuable than a dead chicken, right? To me, that's what eggs are. Eggs are dead
Mm,
chickens, or you could say chickens that haven't been fertilized. That's probably not the right word, but they
yeah.
so but anyway, the point is this, right? So the price of eggs has gone up incrementally every single year, right? If I'm
Mhm.
more valuable than a dead chicken or an egg that hasn't been, properly, whatever the term is, to turn it into a chick and it just stays an egg, right? So if we look at that and eggs have went up in value, why hasn't my value increased? Now,
Mm,
the reason why people are stuck there is because you can't go into your employer every 6 months or every year and say, hey, give me a raise. Or most jobs don't work like that, right? So you have been conditioned that you get a raise when I tell you you get a raise, and you get a raise based off whatever I want to give you. right? Whereas, eggs can incrementally go up. They can go up within the same year multiple times, just depends on the economy, right? And if we do the research, right, why do eggs go up in value? Supply and demand. There's less healthy chickens to produce which produce less healthy eggs, right? Okay, well, if supply and demand is justification as to why the value of something increases, right? Dre has less time now than he did yesterday. He has less time now than he had 10 years ago. He has less time now than he had 20 years ago, right? So if we're saying supply and demand make dead chickens more valuable over time, right? Why can't I increase my value? Well, how do we increase our value? We increase our value by increasing our knowledge, and then we increase our value by increasing our action. So not everybody is cut out to be an entrepreneur, but I think everybody is cut out to do something entrepreneurial. What does that mean? You can invest, right? You can have somebody way smarter than me help you build out a conservative dividend portfolio and just dollar cost average that dividend portfolio over time, right? You can get an investment property that'll appreciate, and then you'll Section 8 Airbnb or just rent it out, lease it out straight up, right? So why is it that a dead chicken can increase their value, but me as a human being, if I got paid, I don't know what's average, $30 an hour last year, I'm still only worth $30 an hour this year, right? Nah, like that's just a fallacy, right? That's why mindset is so important.
I'm with you 1,000%, and I'm going to bring you to the next question I have.
Yep.
All right. Promote your business on my YouTube channel. $300. So JT,
Yep.
I want in this week between today, Monday, and next Monday, I want to get 7 people to pay me $300
Yep.
to come on my YouTube channel, and I'll post them on my social media, which collectively has, let's just say, 50K followers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is an attainable goal for me?
Um, I would say generally speaking, yes, but let's go a little bit deeper. But first, let me justify my yes. So when I was learning YouTube or just social media in general, I was taught that you should make $1 per year minimum for every follower you have, starting at around 50,000 followers, right? Sub that. Sometimes people just go viral, get a lot of followers, or people just been doing it a while and build it up. But by the time you get 50,000 followers, that's usually enough time for you to learn what you're doing, right? It wasn't just luck for most people, right? So for sure, $300 for somebody to come on your channel when you got 50,000 followers combined is definitely an attainable goal within a week, right? So but the execution of it is okay. People will want to see your media kit. So your media kit is just your back end analytics. If I come on Dre's show, right, am I going to be talking to men or women? Right? What age am I going to be talking to? Because if I'm talking to somebody that's age 18 to 25, they have a different mentality than somebody that's 45 to 65. So they will want to know what's in your media kit, what's your age, what's your gender. Okay, you got 50,000 followers, but do all 50,000 people watch every show? Typically, no, for most of us, right? So they will want to say, okay, you're going to expose me to 50,000 people. I appreciate that, but realistically, what percentage of the 50,000 people will actually see it based off of time? Some people at work, some people busy. It's almost summertime, so I'm gonna just make up numbers, right? Not saying that these are Dre's real numbers, but I'm gonna make up numbers, right? I'm gonna say, okay, he exposed me to 50,000 people. Worst case scenario, 1% of that number actually get to see the value that I'm bringing. Now, 1% of 50,000 is 500 people, right? If I can't make $300 off of 500 people, I should close my business down. But just saying worst case scenario, okay, I spent 300 bucks and I'm writing this down just because I'm a visual guy, right? 500 people seen it, right? So I would say, okay, cool. What can I give that's a no-brainer value to those 500 people? right? So understand this. I believe in universal truths. For most guys, right, you see a pretty lady, you interested in her, you don't walk up to her and say, hey girl, come get in the bed right now, right? Not unless you want, to have a very interesting interaction after that, but it ain't gonna go in your favor, right? So usually you'll go introduce yourself, have some sort of small talk, and then try to build over time, even if your initial thought when you saw her was, hey girl, jump in my bed, right? So let's take the same approach in business. Just because 500 people were exposed to me, that doesn't mean that all 500 of them are ready to buy my $10,000 course or my $500 in-person event ticket or my $10 ebook, right? What kind of irresistible free offer could I give that person in exchange for their name, email address, and phone number? And then I want to deliver whatever it is I promised them via their email address and their phone number, so that way I know they gave me the valid thing. So, like, now, of course, now we getting a little bit in the weeds because I'm telling people that really Dre is underpriced. So here's how to take advantage of them, right? So, okay, I gave Dre $300. We're gonna do an episode. Let's say, oh, if we go viral, all 50,000 people get us, great. But worst case scenario, 500 of those 50,000 people actually see us, right? I want to have whatever I'm talking about. So prior to whatever date and time, I already got something that costs very little, ideally nothing to me, some kind of digital tool, digital information, digital whatever that will help them get the result that we talked about during that YouTube video. And I want to give it to them for absolutely free. And now I got 500 customers, right? What I like to say is you don't got a real business until you got a list of customers that you own, separate and apart from social media, separate and apart from ads, right? Separate and apart from any third party that feeds you to work. So that way you got a direct line of communication with your buyers, right? So out of 500 people, right? Let's say that right? Another 10% of those people, right? They ready to buy, right? So out of 50,000 people that I was exposed to, 500 people seen it, right? So I collect 500, and it might not happen the same day. What's good about social media is we can create evergreen content. I paid Dre $300 once. If he leaves the podcast up, the YouTube video up, the Instagram post up, right? Somebody might see it next month. Well, how much did that lead cost? It didn't cost me anything, right? That's the evergreen value of this opportunity, right? So, okay, I got 500 new people on my list, right? And then let's say out of that, 50 of them are ready to buy today, right? Well, now that's just 10% of the total people that were interested, right? If I give them a $10 upsell, right? Now, I wouldn't use this as an exact upsell, but just telling you guys a way to, make your money back quickly. Let's do a $10 one-on-one call for 10 minutes about whatever that topic was, right? Okay, well, if 50 people give you $10, you made $500. So what did I get out of my $300, right? I got 500 customers that I can nurture for life and sell them future products, services, communities, informations, whatever it is, right? So grew my email list, my text list, whatever it is, right? I flipped in the short term, right? That 300 into $500. All right. And I got an evergreen asset that it's no telling, as long as we do a great job on our talk, there's no telling what's the long tail value of that is. Right. So all Dre has to show me, okay, look, this is my 50,000 people total reach. You're going to be speaking predominantly to African American men between this age and this age. Okay, Dre, what's your audience, man? Like, what y'all normally talk about? We talk about business. I'm a mobile notary. I talk about, XYZ. Okay, so I don't care if I normally, sell board games, right? You guys know I got a toy company. If I normally sell board games and Dre say that, hey, I normally talk to adult men age 35 to 55, I'm probably not going to bring up my board game, right? I'm going to talk about what kind of problems does a 35 to 55-year-old man have, right? Hey, are you tired of having a boss talk to you like a child? Are you tired of working hard and getting underpaid? Right? Let me give you some of your autonomy back. Let me give you some of your pride back by giving you a way to make money independent of that employer. And it doesn't require you to quit your job. Right now, that could be e-commerce, that could be investing, that could be building your own brand, whatever it is, depending on the nature of the person. But man, yeah, that's a no-brainer, right? That's a no-brainer.